Good morning, students. How are you? Students, today we will discuss about the objectives and features of India's foreign policy. This is second part of this chapter. Students, Nehru is called the maker of foreign policy of India. From 1946 to 1964, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was the Prime Minister of India. And during that period, India started its foreign policy because India got independence in 1947. At that time, Nehru has given three objectives of India's foreign policy. Nehru told that whenever we make relation with any of the country, or we will prepare our foreign policy on the basis of these three objectives. Number one, we will preserve the integration of India and independence. Means no compromise with the independence and sovereignty of India. That should be at first preference. Second, promoting international peace and security. India will never support war. India will in the favor of peace and security, and India will work on the basis of economic development of India. Means the first preference will be India's development. So these were the objectives of foreign policy. So these are the some principles of India's foreign policy. Number one is Panchsheel. Number two is NAM. Number three, resisting colonialism, imperialism and racism, means opposing. Peaceful settlement of international disputes, support to UN, support to international law, and support to just and equal world order. Means each and every country should be treated equally. These are the some principles of India's foreign policy. Firstly, we will discuss Panchsheel policy. Panchsheel, as it is clear from its name, it's a Sanskrit word Panch plus Sheel. Panch means five. Sheel means virtues. Five principles, five virtues. Actually, this treaty was signed between India and China on actually in somewhere it is written 28th April, in some books it is written 29th April. In April 1954, this treaty was signed between India and China. And in this treaty, both the countries have decided that their foreign policy, their relation will be based on these five principles. What are these five principles? Number one, mutual respect. Both the countries will give respect to each other, and both the countries will give respect to the sovereignty of each other. Mutual non-aggression means non-attacking upon each other. Third, mutual non-interference in the internal affairs, means India and China both will not interfere in the internal matters of each other. Internally, what they want to do in the country, they will do. Fourth feature of Panchsheel was equality and mutual benefit, means both the countries will treat each other equally and they will work for the benefit of each other, not for harming each other. And last, very important, that is peaceful coexistence. Peacefully, both the countries will not be engaged in war, both the countries will live peacefully. These were the 5 principles which are known as Panchsheel. This was signed between India and China in 1954. Students, Panchsheel I have discussed. This is the first feature of India's foreign policy. Next is NAM, that we have studied in first chapter of first book, NAM. India was one of the founder member of NAM. I will tell you in detail. Then next feature is anti-colonialism. Students, one thing here I want to tell you, that whatever the features of foreign policy of independent India are, they are written in Article 51 of Indian Constitution. In 11th class, students, you have studied about the directive principles. Directive principles are in Article 51, and in those directive principles there is one topic, that is foreign policy, and in that directive principle it has been written that India will promote international peace and security. India will maintain just and honorable relation with the nation. India will foster respect for international law and treaties obligation in the dealing of organized people with one another. India will encourage settlement of international dispute by arbitration, not by war. So this is very important, that the features of India's foreign policies are in the guidelines, that is directive principle of Indian Constitution, Article 51. Students, now we will discuss about the next feature of India's foreign policy, that is NAM, Non-Aligned Movement. As you know, in 1945, the world was divided into 2 power blocks, that was USA bloc and USSR bloc. At that time, India got independence in 1947, and many other countries of Asia and Africa, they were getting independence. And some of these countries decided not to join any power bloc, and they formed a third group that was known as NAM. We have already discussed in detail in first chapter of first book about the formation, objectives, and all the things of NAM. And India was one of them. Indonesia, Yugoslavia, all of these were the founder members of NAM. And although the world has become unipolar now, it is not bipolar, but the membership of NAM is increasing day by day, and they are helping each other. Why the NAM was formed at that time, I have told you. There was tension of Cold War. There was struggle against imperialism and neo-colonization, right of independent judgment, use of moderation in relation to all the big powers, restructuring international economic order, and formation of a collective force. All these factors were responsible for the development of NAM. So students, that's all for today. Tomorrow we will discuss something more about NAM and other features of India's foreign policy. Till then, goodbye. Take care.